Hi guys, there's like this beautiful light coming in on me. I feel like it's like the heavenly light. Anyway, I'm laying down because I'm exhausted. It's crazy. Went to the pain management doctor, then the supermarket, and then unloaded the groceries with the hubby, and yet I can't breathe, and I am really tired. And there's a cat tail. It's like right in my face, like a mustache. There's always a cat on me if you notice. There's some kind of animal in this house. Anyway, went to the pain management doctor, and it looks like the electrical stimulator, the spinal cord stimulator, is on the table. So we're waiting for authorization for MRI of the cervical spine, thoracic spine, because it might be placed towards the neck, but they do the 7-day trial for any of you that know it, and I'm really worn out and stressed about that. But that's the beginning. I'll fill you in later more when I can catch my breath. And maybe you guys can give me some suggestions. Let me know what your thoughts are if you have experience with it. Okay? I will get back to you in a little while. Ciao. Good morning, guys. It's the next morning. I am so super tired. I've spent all last night till probably 2 in the morning reading and researching on spinal cord stimulators and watching YouTube videos over and over and over again on the trial period and the implantation. And there's so many mixed opinions. Most of them that I've seen were positive, especially about the one that I'm getting. I have a pamphlet here, and this great pamphlet comes with a CD that you can watch on the computer or on the TV. And this particular one that we're thinking of is the Nevro HF10. And I've heard good things about it. It's supposed to be a little bit more upgraded than some of the videos I've seen that were filmed maybe 2-3 years ago. So supposedly the battery is smaller. And yeah. I think one of the biggest things that I worry that I've seen on these videos were infections. Now, my pain management doctor is wonderful. I think I've said before, he's somebody that I used to work for years ago for a long time. He's a big part of my life. He knew me when I was a single mom, and he knew my daughter, who was 18, back when she was 2-3 years old. And she even had a little baby doll that she named after him, which was funny because we would go to his office to pick up work, and she would bring her Dr. Blank with her. Anyway, I don't know how I veered off there, but anyway, he gave me some statistics for his opinion, for his own practice, his experience, let's say. I couldn't grab a word. His experience statistically was only 5% of his patients had a problem with it, at least with this particular Nevro brand one. Of those 5%, 1% were due to infections, because you can have an allergy to the nickel. I think the battery is made of nickel. And he's had a patient or two that have actually had to get approved to switch it out for gold plated. Which I think I should just go straight for the gold plated, because wouldn't you want gold on the inside? If you like gold on the outside, why not have it on the inside? But so it's 1% that had complications due to infection of that 5%, and the other 4% were due to what he called inconveniences, meaning the battery may have moved or slipped a little bit, not out of place, that had anything needed to be done with it, but it was causing some odd feelings and maybe pain at the site of where the leads are, because I think they're grafted to the bone. Again, please don't take my word for this 100% because I'm not extremely experienced with this yet. I don't have it yet, so we'll have to see. But I felt like his odds were good. So we are now in the official process of all the paperwork, the roundabout, insurance approvals, because first I need to have an MRI of the neck and the thoracic spine. Make sure it's clear. We know I have a pinched nerve in the C6, C7 level, but I don't think that's where they're going to place the leads, because a lot of times people hear spinal cord stimulator, you think of your back, because that's really what the majority of people have, that placed in their back for back pain. But then there are people like me with CRPS and other issues that are your upper extremities, your neck, your arms, your hands. So in that instance, you are having the leads placed closer up in here, I believe, from what he told me. So they do an MRI, and I don't think my pinched nerve will have any effect on that, but they have to clear and make sure there's nothing else there in the neck or thoracic spine, so that there's a clear pathway for them to do the procedure, for the trial and for the implantation, the final implantation or permanent implantation. So that's where the MRIs come in. But before you get the MRIs, they have to call the insurance company and get approval for those MRIs. And a lot of times what happens with the insurance is the insurance will say, well, hey, I don't think I want to pay for these MRIs because she doesn't have anything wrong with her neck or her thoracic spine. But that's not the point. That's not why it's being done. They don't really care a lot of the time. So what they do is they'll say, okay, you know what? We need a peer-on-peer review, meaning these doctors who are very busy and are in the, like my pain management doctor, he is 3 days in his office treating patients back to back to back to back. And 2 of the days he's at the hospital doing procedures back to back to back. So they want a peer-on-peer review for each request that you're asking. And what that means is he needs to sit down, get on the phone, try and get a hold of the number they give, the phone number. If he gets a hold of them, he needs to take probably 15 minutes at least out of his time and busy day to speak to someone in the insurance company, which I don't know necessarily. I don't think they're actually a doctor. I think most of the times they are RNs maybe, or LVNs, and give them a more detailed explanation of why they need that. Okay, that was so long. So let's say he does that and they give approval. Then they call me with the authorization number. Then I call the radiology office, try and get an appointment that's convenient for someone to drive me, because I don't drive after my injury. And I have the 2 MRIs done. Hopefully do them in the same day, back to back. When those are done, those results have to go back to my pain management doctor, who will then read it over. If it looks good, then we contact the surgeon who would do this. And he will do it with him, hopefully, he said. And try and get an appointment with him so that we can go over the results again. And he can go over the procedure with me. And after that, if everything's good, then they put in approval for the trial. Get approved and go through that whole process again. Then we have that that stays in for 5 to 7 days, the trial, usually 7, I think. And we see how my body reacts to that. It's just, you go under like a surgical procedure, you're under anesthesia, they put just the leads in, and then the rest of the wires hang out. You should be very careful, but it's basically to see how you react to that and the battery. And then they take it out, give you time to heal, go through the whole process again of authorization, and try and get you the permanent implantation. And in the middle of all that, they require a psychological visit. One visit with a psychologist or psychiatrist. They gave me the card that you have to meet with because that's part of, I guess, the requirement. I don't know if it's for all states or all doctors, but at least for ours it is. And I have to make sure I get an appointment in there in a timely fashion before we do the trial to get that one visit in so that they can deem me medically competent, mentally competent to do this. I don't know if you could see this. My alarm just went off and it appeared on my screen, but I'm still new at this, so I don't know if you saw that. I saw it, but you may not have. I see things. So anyway, he has to deem me mentally competent to have the procedure done. So that's where it is. So now we just wait on authorization to the MRI, and that's it. Today's no doctor visits. However, we do have to take my one cat with diabetes to the vet. So that's today's task. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day and smile. Ciao for now. Talk to you tomorrow.